Romans thought they'd united the world. But after centuries of conquest and glory, resentment festered within. Repression and chaos replaced tolerance and order. And cults of dissent emerged that threatened to divide the empire forever. In 203 AD, in a Roman arena in Carthage, North Africa, members of an Eastern cult were rounded up and publicly tortured for the amusement of the crowd. Their crime was religious conviction. Their name, Christians. It was a theater of terror that would haunt Rome forever. One of the victims that day was Perpetua, a woman who redefined the meaning of defiance.
Perpetua is a young mother, a beautiful young girl, and she is determined to stand by her faith. And even when the government wants to attack Christians, she remains steadfast. Her father begs her to renounce her faith. She says, I can't. I must be true to my cause. She's separated from her baby. She's imprisoned. She's never been in such a place before. She's a woman from a respectable family.
In prison, she kept a diary, a tragic testament to the power of faith. One night, she dreamed her time in the arena had come.
I saw a beautiful bronze ladder extending all the way to heaven. People were climbing the ladder, but under it was a demonic serpent. The serpent was attacking the climbers, hoping to frighten them from making the ascent. And I said, in the name of Jesus Christ, the serpent will not harm me. Then I awoke, knowing that it wasn't beasts that I'd fight in the arena, it was the devil. And I knew I would be victorious.
The next day, Perpetua was sent into the arena. The lions were released, but they refused to touch her. So a gladiator was sent in to finish her off. When he too hesitated, Perpetua grabbed his sword and slit her own throat in defiance. Perpetua's martyrdom stunned the crowd. She chose death over allegiance to Rome. Why? Rome's century of doubt had begun. For hundreds of years, the benefits of Roman rule seemed clear. Her army created the most stable empire the world had ever known. From Scotland to the Sahara, from the Atlantic to the Euphrates, everyone enjoyed the blessings of Rome's peace. Her government gave the Mediterranean centuries of community, stability, and prosperity. For hundreds of years, it was good to be Roman. But that wouldn't last.
Our history now descends from a kingdom of gold to one of iron and rust. Cassius Dio.
Emperor Marcus Aurelius presided over the first signs of decline in the Roman world. Born in 121 AD, he was groomed from an early age to be Rome's next emperor. Aurelius had 20 years to dream about the kind of ruler he wanted to be and the kind of empire he wanted to rule. As a Roman, he believed there was a divine order to things. As emperor, he hoped to recreate that order in the Roman world, which is what Romans had done for centuries with astounding success everywhere. They pacified the entire Mediterranean with one set of laws, regulated trade with one currency, replaced diversity with conformity. Rome's empire stretched for 2 million square miles, but whether you were in Egypt or England, you could always travel a straight Roman road to a familiar Roman city.
Roman roads reflect a tremendous centralized organization. All roads led to Rome, of course, and you could come to the city of Rome and go to the Forum, and there was a golden milestone which told you how far it was to every other city in the empire.
Romans liked to know where they stood. They planned their cities like they planned their lives, in a methodical, orderly fashion. If nature was unpredictable, they tamed it. Romans channeled water to their cities in massive aqueducts, arguably their greatest logistical triumph. Rome had been a symbol of order and stability for centuries. And Marcus Aurelius expected to continue that tradition. In 161 AD, Aurelius finally became emperor. For 23 years, he'd been planning a peaceful rule. He was in for a brutal awakening. Later that year, war broke out in the east. Barbarians crossed the frontier and attacked a Roman province. A deadly plague ravaged the empire, killing a quarter of Rome's population. Germanic invaders then exploited the disaster and attacked from the north. Rome was suddenly confronted with military threats on two fronts. Marcus Aurelius spent 8 years on the frontiers fighting for Rome's survival. Like many, he feared it was the beginning of the end, that the great Roman Empire was about to fall to an invading army. But his fears were misplaced. For Rome's